Do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once? I am one of those melodies. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a Pokemon sales data video that we do have a little bit to go over. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. Pokemon sales data is one of the oldest videos that I do. It's still one of my favorite because I love Pokemon. That's like my childhood. Everyone comment down below how old you were when you got into Pokemon and what year it was. Okay, so I'm going to go through the sales. I want to say what I think is undervalued, what I think is overvalued, and what I would do if I had an additional $500 to $800, give or take, right now. So a Mudkip Gold Star PSA 7 sold for $742. I don't know what the 10s would go for, but there's so few of those gold stars for the, Mudkip, Torchic, and Treecko. They're hard to grade. They're very rare, and at that time, Pokemon was going through a little bit of a rough time. I don't know what my hair is doing here. Sorry about that, guys. It just wasn't as popular. The cards, the games, and just beautiful artwork. So it's a shame. But at the same time, if you have one of these cards, do not sell. These are some things that I would 100%. But maybe, I mean, it's hard to say because the 8s, 9s, and 10s you're just not going to get for the $500 to $800, especially the 10s. 10s are probably like 5 figures. But yeah, if you have a 7, and let's say it's a 7 because there's like a white chip in the back or the edge wear is bad, but the front looks fine. That's all. Like me, I care about the surface card, facing it, just because beautiful artwork still, and if the back's a little messed up. For me, I don't really care as much. Then we have oh wow, this is actually perfect. Zapdos base set PSA 10, and these are all first edition, unless to say otherwise. $10,000. Pokemon making a comeback, baby. I've noticed that too. I've raised the prices on a lot of my stuff, and they sell anyway, and I don't want to sell. Skyridge Gengar Hollow PSA 9 sold for $1106. Yeah, it had a swirl too. But yeah, the Skyridge ones, the Aquapolis ones, I think those are undervalued as well, just because that was at a time where it's still great artwork, but there was just not a lot of interest in Pokemon, at least not like there was in the beginning, not like there was now. Neogenesis for Alligator, PSA 9, and this is number 5. Number 5 is the one with the better artwork, in my opinion. It is the one that is not as common, it's harder to find, and harder to grade. Sold for $600. Good for you for Alligator. We have a Giovanni's Meowth. Sold for $110. Wow, that's insane. This is from Gym Challenge. I know it's PSA 10. We have a Dark Gyarados. Ooh, let's see what we got for this one. This was a PSA 9 pre-release, and it sold for $138. Good for you. I just messed up my spot here because I had to find out where that was. Oh, lordy. Oh, man, there's actually a lot of stuff here that we got to go over, so I'll try to speed it up a little bit. After that, we do have a Gold Star Raikou PSA 10, sold for $1,475. I don't know how many there are Gold Star Raikou's PSA 10, like the legendary beasts, Raikou, Entei, Suicune, versus, I'm just gonna keep it down here, I don't know. I don't know how many of those there are versus the Treecko, Torchic, and Mudkip, because these are the legendary beasts. These are the ones that, there's probably more of them made just because, actually, I don't think there were. Legendary beasts, like, they're the ones that you had such a hard time finding in Gold, Silver, and Crystal. Like, they were so elusive. It wasn't like, Pokemon Red and Blue, where it was easier in the sense that you knew where they are. They were in one stationary spot, Moltres, Articuno, and Zapdos. You knew where they were. All you had to do is save beforehand, and then just go and but it was harder to catch those guys, Moltres, Articuno, and Zapdos. It was harder to catch them once you finally got them, because you could have it on 1 health, you could have them asleep or paralyzed, and they do not, it's very hard. But for these guys, in the second generation, just get it in the red health, or not even green anymore, and then you could catch them relatively easier. The hard thing with these is that, for those of you that haven't played, is that they move around. You have to find them on the Pokedex, and oh, they're over here. You have to go there. Now check the Pokedex. Oh, they're over here somewhere. It takes forever. It's really, really hard. And you have time to do one attack, and then they run away. Or if you have a Pokemon that's strong enough or fast enough and it knows Mean Look, you could do that. That's why Misdreavus I love, because Misdreavus was one of the ones that was an integral part of catching it as one of the only Pokemon that can learn Mean Look. Yeah, so moving on. Dark Typhlosion, wow, from Neo Destiny, PSA 10, sold for $1,575. Giovanni's Machamp, PSA 9 from Gym Challenge, $295. Erica's Bulbasaur, PSA 10, wow, $355. Good for you, Bulbasaur, good for you. Sabrina's Alakazam, PSA 10, sold for $1,230. Nice. Houndour, PSA 9, this one sold for $250. I think that's a little undervalued because the 10, there's like 20 something of the PSA 10 version, and that hasn't sold in a hot minute, but I would pay $2,000 for that card, a minimum. And it'd probably go for a lot more just because they don't appear very often. It is good artwork. I don't know if any of them have a swirl in it. That'd give it even more of a premium. But the 9, yeah, I feel like the 9 should be getting a little bit more just because of where the 10 probably should be. Again, $2,000 minimum. If someone outbids me, they outbid me. Would I spend $3,000 on it? I mean, you probably should, but, well, let's picture a Neo Genesis PSA, a Neo Genesis for Alligator, number 5, the one with better artwork, more popular, and let's say PSA 10. There's like, 18 of those out there, something like that. That one I had, it was like 2 years ago, offered $5,000 for someone. Nobody bid on it, or like nobody took the bait. Nobody said like, yeah, I'll do it. And then you see one up there for $18,000 right now, and nobody's biting. Which you see those so infrequently. There's so few of them out there. I don't know if I would pay that, but yeah, I think it's a 5-figure item. I think that's about $10,000. Like, if I had the extra money and someone was willing to bid, someone willing to sell it to me right now, yeah, I would get that because of how rare it is. And Houndour only has a couple of, maybe like 10 more, PSA 10s than it. So I would think it's not as popular, but it's just the rarity with it. It's kind of the same with, Yamna and, the likes of that, like Smeargle and stuff that's just really not a popular Pokemon, just something that's really rare. And Houndour just doesn't have that popularity, but it's still rare, so it would definitely sell. So I would say maybe even $3,000 to $5,000 for that PSA 10. I'm not sure I would spend that just because, I don't really like that Pokemon that much. Even though it's great, Houndour and Houndoom, they're both fantastic. And Houndoom sells for a lot, depending on which one. There's a bunch of them. Oh, and we have a Shadowless Machamp PSA 9 from base set, $570. Then we have a First Edition PSA 9 Magneton from base set, $1,580. That's any First Edition PSA 9 or BGS 9 sell for under $2,000. That's a holo from base set. I think is undervalued. I think this is this period of time is going to be one of the last times when we can get that, because that's base set and everyone wants that. Same thing with Nidoking PSA 9, $1,650. Poliwrath PSA 9, $1,700. Oh my god, once this big deal goes through, I'm getting all of these heckin' cards. Ditto PSA 9 from Fossil sold for $220. Oh, that's weird. I sold a Ditto from Fossil for like $215. Yeah, so it was around the same. So I sold it for that. Some of my sales, I had a Black Star Arcanine promo and a Black Star Jigglypuff promo. I think that was like $310 for both of them, combined. I'm trying to think what else I had. Actually, I can go and look at the sales prices for mine real quick. Selling, sold, and we'll see what we got here. Yep, actually it was $320 total for that. I sold a pre-release Clefable PSA 7 for $700. I didn't want to, but I did. Persian, Dark Persian from the Nintendo Magazine, 1997, PSA 9, sold for $100. From Rocket Set, I had the thing was called Digger. It's a trainer card. First edition PSA 9, sold for $25. Goop Gas Attack, same thing, Rocket Set, first edition PSA 9 for $25. Yep, that Ditto I sold for $215. That Houndoom from Neo Revelation, PSA 9, sold for $750. Brock's Ninetales PSA 10 sold for 400. That is stupid undervalued. I shouldn't have sold that. I just needed it. I needed it for those of you that don't know, I just retired. And while I'm waiting for this big deal to go through, I'm trying to buy as much Bitcoin as I can. And I had a Brock from Jim Heroes PSA 9 for 220, which is great. I got that card for like $50. And yeah, that Houndour that I sold was 245 PSA 9. Had a swirl on it too. And then I sold a Luigi Pikachu, that crossover, $1,600. So I'm just gonna get back. Those are the most recent ones that I sold. So I'm gonna get back into the other ones that we have here. Where was I? Okay, there was the Ditto. After Ditto comes this Lugia PSA 9, $7,100. These have been selling for over $9,000. So if you can get it for, $6-7 grand, I think that's a good deal, depending on the condition of it too. Then you got a Grand Party PSA 10, $3,750. This has almost tripled since last year. Actually, it has tripled since last year. This time anyway. We've got a Zapdos PSA 9 base set, $1,970. Another Zapdos PSA 9, $1,580. Magneton from Fossil set. Is this a PSA? It's a 10. And that sold for $475. Let me go back to my. Oh man, gotta get back to this. Sorry guys. All right, so after that Magneton, we got a Blaine's Arcanine BGS 9, and this was, two of the subgrades were 9.5. None were below a 9, so it's one away from that gold-plated 9.5. Sold for $512. That's stupid undervalued in my opinion too. Misaki promo Alakazam PSA 7 sold for $500. If you don't know what the Misaki promos are, I'll go over it real quick. Whereas you have these 5 cards. 4 of them were the trading cards. Like you send in a Kadabra and I think Bill's Teleporter or whatever, and then or a Link Cable, and then you get back the Misaki promo. You get back the Alakazam. You do that with Graveler and Golem. You do that with Haunter and Gengar and Machoke and Machamp. And then you could also do it with Ammonite. They send you back Amistar. I guess they knew that Amistar would be a big one, Helix Fossil in the future. And they're so rare. And the PSA 7 for Alakazam got $500. There's only one full set of PSA 10s out there. Oh, not out there. I mean, just on eBay. There's definitely a couple of sets, but they're very rare. They're extraordinarily hard to grade. And the full set right now is listed on eBay at $30,000. Like, oh my God. There's a PSA 9 set out there right now that's mine that's listed for $10,000, which I don't want to sell. If I sell it, well, it sells. But I've gotten offers for $6,500 before. And that's when I had it at like $9,000. I was like, oh, it's getting close. Let me up it a little bit so that it doesn't sell. I'm sure people would probably pay like $7-8,000, but they see like that 9-10 that 5-figure item. They're just like, nah, I'm not going to do it. So, Aerodactyl, PSA 10 from Fossil, $979. We have Typhlosion number 18, not the T17, not as popular Typhlosion, but it's a BGS 9, sold for $610. Electrode PSA 10 from Jungle set, sold for $897. We had a Mr. Mime from Jungle PSA 10, $1,685. That's a great card. I love it. Mr. Mime's so popular too. It's from the anime, from the movie, Detective Pikachu. It's all around fun card. I like battling with it too in the first generation because you get it in a trade. You trade this guy in Abra. He gives you a Mr. Mime, at south of Diglett's Cave after you go through it and you go down from there. And it's great. I think his name is Marcel, and grows at a better rate because it's a traded Pokemon. It's really, really good. I always use it in, my yellow run-throughs, my plays. Psychic Pokemon are just so OP in that generation. Blaine's Charizard PSA 9 sold for $1,801. It's getting back to where it was, so that's good. And then we got a Steelix from Aquapolis PSA 10, $745. Beautiful artwork in Aquapolis and Skyridge, and nobody mentions it. I did sell a PSA 10 Gym Challenge Silver Medal, not the one from 2009. This is the one from 2006 where they got the medal, Pikachu on the side, $750. Then you have a Lugia PSA 8 sold for $1,527. Oh my God, that is stupid undervalued. You got more than the $500 to $800. if you got like two, yeah, get that PSA 8. That I would not sell mine for less than $3,000. But you got this selling for $1,500. That's insane. $1,527. Oh my god. Slow King. What is this? A PSA what? Slow King PSA 8 Neo Genesis 255. I'm almost done here, guys. I know we're at 15 minutes. We're nowhere at the 15-minute mark. I'm trying to. Oh, I guess we got a little bit to go. We got a Charizard Unlimited base set PSA 9. Those still sell for $18.25. That's what that sold for. Got a Blaine Trainer card PSA 9 Hollow from Gym Challenge, sold for $97. Then we got. Oh, this is interesting. This is a Gold Star Charizard and a Gold Star Flareon, both PSA 7, and they sold for a total of $19.50. Interesting. Most of that is probably the Charizard. Then we have an Aquapolis Umbreon Hollow PSA 10, $2,700. I don't know why Espeon's my favorite, but Umbreon just sells for more. It's the more popular Pokemon. Wherever you have a Espeon or an Umbreon usually sells for more. Then we have a Dark Charizard from Rocket Set PSA 9, so for $12.45. All right, so again, this is still interesting. You know, the Blaine's Charizard, just like I said, sold for $18.50. This one sold for $12.45. The last Dark Charizard PSA 10 sold for higher than the Blaine's Charizard PSA 10, but the 9 is selling for less. Now, I kind of interesting. Now, the Dark Charizard has, you know, a lot more than the pop is a lot more than the Gym Challenge Blaine's Charizard. For both the 9s and for every single one of them. But in my personal opinion, that Blaine's Charizard has better artwork. It's a better, more playable card. Dark Charizard got 80 health, and you know the attacks aren't good, but you know you got Blaine's Charizard. It's got 100 health, does some wicked damage, and this is just something where I guess it's because it's the number 2 Charizard, because you have the and when I say number 2, I don't mean like the best. I mean, you have the base set Charizard that came out, and then the next Charizard in a different set came out was Dark Charizard, and then you did then you had Blaine's Charizard. So, and the last Charizard that you can get a first edition on was the Shining Charizard, Neo Destiny. So, yeah, this is interesting. I just thought that usually the Blaine's Charizard got a little bit more, and it has, but it's a weird dynamic having the 10 for Dark Charizard sell for more than the Blaine's Charizard, but the 9 sell for less than the 9 of the Blaine's Charizard. So I think that'll correct. I think the Blaine's Charizard has a lot more room to grow, just because there's a lot less of them, and I own 6 of them, so that's not part of the market. But there's like 300 something of those. There's like 500 something of the Dark Charizards, and those are PSA 10s. The 9s are just so much. Then we got a Poliwrath BGS 9s for $2,210. Nice. Another Blaine's Charizard's PSA 10. Well, this sold for 7.7K or best offer. I'm not sure exactly what it sold for, but even at 7K, yeah, that's still low. I would not sell mine for 7K. I would not do that. I got a Blaine's Arcanine PSA 9. Sold for $820. See, that's why the BGS 9 at like $511 was so stupid undervalued. The PSA 9 sold for $820. Yeah, it's a good price. I still think that's a little undervalued, given that there's not a lot of PSA 10s. There's over 100. There's like 130, 140 maybe, but yeah, just a thought. Erica's Venusaur PSA 9 sold for $455. Nice. Then we got from TCA Gaming. This is a Feraligatr from Neo Genesis. This is number 4. Not as popular artwork. This one sold for $456 at a PSA 9. And another Houndoom here from Neo Revelation sold for $720. Mine was better. Yeah. And that was it. Guys, I love you. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. I love you all. Goodbye. Bye.